Welcome to NOOJILLA'S English World.
Hello students, I welcome you all to the lesson Why People Really Love Technology, an interview with Geneveive Bell. So in this lesson, we will see what is an interview, and we will see the details about the interviewer, Alexis C. Madrigal, and we will see the details about the interviewee, Geneveive Bell, and we will see some important technical terms and their meanings or definitions. And we will see some key points of the overall interview, the lesson, and we will see some questions, and we will see the summary of the overall interview or the lesson. And I also will provide you some references or resources for further understanding. What is an interview? An interview is essentially a structured conversation where one participant asks questions and the other provides answers. In common parlance, the word interview refers to a one-on-one conversation between an interviewer and an interviewee. The interviewer asks questions to which the interviewee responds usually. So information is offered by the interviewee to the interviewer. This feature is common to many types of interviews. The information or answers may also be transferred in both directions in a traditional interview. Within different types of interviews, media interview is one special one. A media interview is a discussion involving questions and answers for the purpose of broadcast. It is distinct from an informational interview, but you will still need to observe the important rules of general interviews. The present lesson, Why People Really Love Technology, is an interview, and it is a media interview. So this particular lesson is a media interview which took place in the year 2012, and the interviewer, that means the person who is asking questions, is Mr. Alexis C. Madrigal, reporter, The Atlantic magazine. Interviewee, the person giving answers, is Mrs. Geneveive Bell, researcher, Intel Corporation. About the interviewer, Alexis Madrigal is an American journalist. In 2010, Madrigal began working for The Atlantic, an American magazine and multi-platform publisher. In 2014, he was promoted to deputy editor of TheAtlantic.com. Later, he joined Fusion Channel. In March 2020, he started the COVID Tracking Project, a collaborative effort to track the spread of COVID-19 within the US with a team of volunteers. About the interviewee, Geneveive Bell is an Australian anthropologist best known for her work at the intersection of cultural practice and technological development. Professor Bell is the director of the Autonomy Agency and Assurance Institute 3AI, which was co-founded by the Australian University ANU and CSIRO's Data 61, and a distinguished professor of the ANU College of Engineering and Computer Science. Geneveive Bell holds the university's inaugural Florence Violet Mackenzie Chair. Bell is a senior fellow at Intel, where she was formerly a vice president directing the company's corporate sensing and insights group. Bell is a senior fellow at Intel, where she was formerly a vice president directing the company's corporate sensing and insights group. She is widely published and holds 13 patents. From 1996 to 1998, Bell taught anthropology and Native American studies at Stanford University. She was recruited by Intel Corporation in 1998 to help them in their social science research in the advanced research and development labs. She worked as a cultural anthropologist, studying how different cultures around the globe used technology. She and her colleagues helped reorient Intel to a more market-inspired and experience-driven approach. She is widely credited with establishing user experience as a recognized competency at Intel Corporation. Let us see some important words and technical jargon in their meanings. Anthropology, the study of human societies and cultures and their development. Technology, the application of scientific knowledge for practical purposes, especially in industry. Machinery and equipment developed from the application of scientific knowledge. Technology is also the branch of knowledge dealing with engineering or applied sciences. Technology adoption means it is a term that refers to the acceptance, integration, and use of new technology in society. Reinvent means change something so much that it appears to be entirely new. Reinvention also means taking up a radically new job or way of life. Gadget, a small device or machine with a particular purpose. Example, kitchen gadgets, electronic gadgets, such things. Skype. Skype is the quintessential video and voice chatting app. E-reader, a handheld device on which electronic versions of books, newspapers, magazines, etc. can be read. Smartphone, a mobile phone that performs many of the functions of a computer, typically having a touch screen interface, internet access, and an operating system capable of running downloaded apps. Early adopter, a person who starts using a product or technology as soon as it becomes available. Technology trajectory. It refers to a single branch in the evolution of a technological design of a product or service with nodes representing separate designs. Ubiquitous computing. Ubiquitous computing, or Ubicom, is a concept in software engineering and computer science where computing is made to appear anytime and everywhere. In contrast to desktop computing, ubiquitous computing can occur using any device in any location and in any format. A user interacts with the computer, which can exist in many different forms, including laptop computers, tablets, and terminals in everyday objects such as a refrigerator or a washing machine. Seamless technology. Technology that is easy to use, intuitive in nature, and isn't the focus of the learning experience. Also called transparent technology. 3D technology refers to a variety of technologies that provide a real-life 3D visual appearance that is displayed in print in a computer, in the movies or television. Virtual, not physically existing as such, but made by software to appear to do so. We are all aware that in Zoom videos and in other applications, we are facing each other, but we know that it is not a physical meeting, it is a virtual meeting. That means not physically existing as such, but made by software to appear to do so. Tarot card reading. Tarot card reading is the practice of using tarot cards to gain insight into the past, present, or future by formulating a question, then drawing and interpreting cards. These tarot cards are like the cards we see in our villages. A person who carries a parrot and certain set of cards, and he asks us to pick up one card, and he foresees our future like an astrologer. So such cards which are used in other countries like Sri Lanka, they are called tarot cards. So what are the key points in this particular lesson? We will see the speciality of Geneveive Bell. 2. Role of Geneveive Bell at Intel Corporation. 3. Geneveive Bell's thoughts on gadget adoption, especially by women. And 4th one, gadget adoption, technology adoption by other groups, and different trajectories of technology adoption, ubiquitous computing, 3D technologies. What do people really love about new technology? User experience, what people love, and what is next in gadget interface design? Technology adoption versus technology non-adoption. So the first point we will look at is speciality of Geneveive Bell. Geneveive Bell is one of the global authorities on the study of the user experiences with the technology. She used her experience as an anthropologist. Geneveive Bell looks at what is left out of the dominant narratives about technology. That means she looked into the areas which were not touched by the earlier researchers. Madrigal says that Geneveive Bell was someone who could look past the conventional wisdom and find the missing pieces of the future. Role of Geneveive Bell at Intel Corporation. Intel Corporation is one of the topmost IT firms in the world, and Geneveive Bell started her career in Intel in the research and development labs. In her position as a researcher at Intel, she wanted to rein the way people experience computing. In her position as a researcher at Intel, she wanted to reinvent the way people experience computing. To implement her ideas, she worked with a team of interaction designers, human factors engineers, user experience people, and engineers. Her team's role was to understand users' interests, trends, and adaptation of technology by different sections of people. This will help in the development of new products of the company. 3. Geneveive's thoughts on gadget adoption, particularly by women. Geneveive talks about the myths that exist in the society regarding the adoption of technology or gadgets by different sections. Generally, there are some myths or misconceptions about gadget adoption. That means who will buy the newly introduced devices or new gadgets that come into the market. Generally, we have some misunderstandings or wrong notions. So Geneveive addresses all these wrong notions, and her research finds out very interesting things. General perception is that youth only are good at early adoption of technology. But interestingly, Bell finds out that the women and elderly people also are equally good at gadget adoption. The data reflects that women are 44 to 45% of the world's internet users. They spend more time online than men. In the social networking sites like Facebook, on a global scale, women are the vast majority on most sites. There are more women users of Skype, e-readers, online books, smartphones. She says that women are among the early adopters of technology. 4. Gadget adoption or technology adoption by other groups. Generally, technological firms also think more about the youth and they want to reach them with their products. But Geneveive says that though youth are using technology, it is their parents who are paying for it actually. So Bell says that when people move into having to pay for their technology, their patterns of use change. A lot of people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s are using this technology. They are the biggest users of online financial services, online medical information sites, and e-readers, that is, electronic readers. Geneveive says that there are different trajectories of technology adoptions. For example, the people of Western countries have some concern towards robots. But in Japan, the robots are treated as good co-workers. 5. Ubiquitous computing. Geneveive says that ubiquitous computing is not an entirely new phenomenon. She says that in some countries, it has already happened. She says that even to this day, that is, in the year 2012, the internet is hardly ubiquitous the world over and certainly is not universally experienced. That means the spread and the usage of internet across the globe is not uniform. In different countries, internet is used in different ways. And Geneveive says that the internet is not a seamless global technology. It is in fact a very seamed technology. Different places in the world have different regulations and different infrastructures. Hence, the internet experience is not common or uniform across the countries and places. She says that there are many internets, which means the access levels and usage of internet are not the same in all the countries. Different countries use internet differently. 3D technologies. Geneveive says that earlier, people used to prefer the things which gave them physical experience, like gramophone records, cassettes, etc. But later, technology increased and all experiences became virtual. That is, music, videos, etc. are all available in the virtual world. Again, Genevieve Bell says that people turn to the things which give them the experience of physical touch. So she says 3D technology will be very successful. What do people really love technology? Or what do people really love? What do people really love about new technology? Technology gave new voice to the elderly people. The new technologies like Facebook are giving a way to establish effective relationships. Internet has become an important part of our lives in every aspect, romantic, spiritual, and political landscape. Different countries and different people use internet for their own specific purposes. For example, the Sri Lankans across the world use internet for tarot reading, that is future reading. In India, internet is used for matrimonials, matchmaking also. We know there are websites like telugumatrimony.com, bharatmatrimony.com. Bell says that the same technology will be beloved and frustrating for completely different regions in different parts of the world. That means in one country, the technology may be loved for one aspect, which may not be the same in case of other country. User experience. Genevieve Bell says that people love tactility in the technology products. People want to feel the touch on their phones, TV remotes, and other electronic gadgets. For example, the faint vibration that comes when we touch the button attracts us much. Next in gadget interface design, Genevieve Bell says that there would be standard touch for some things, haptics for others, voice for yet another thing. Technology adoption and technology non-adoption, where people don't want a new gadget. Genevieve Bell says that people may not expect much technology in kitchen-related devices. We generally feel that technology is accepted in each and every area in our life. It's not so. People are not very much interested in having technological devices or latest technology in their kitchens. She shows the failure of the Honeywell kitchen computer of 1960s as an example. Though there have been many experiments going in kitchen computing, Genevieve Bell says that they may not be much successful as people may not like their kitchens being too much automated. Let's now look at the overall summary of the lesson or the interview. Why people really love technology is a media interview of Genevieve Bell, the senior fellow of Intel Corporation, by Alexis C. Madrigal, the reporter of The Atlantic magazine. The interview tries to explain various aspects of technology and what makes people love technology. The interview took place in the year 2012. Genevieve Bell is basically an anthropologist. After joining Intel Corporation, she worked on various issues related to user experiences of technology. In this interview conducted by Madrigal, Bell expresses her opinions on important concepts related to technology. Genevieve Bell says that there exist some myths in the society regarding adoption of new technology by different sections such as youth, women, and elderly people. Contrary to the general opinion, Geneveive says that women are very good adopters of new technology even compared to youth. She says that women are excessively using Facebook, Skype, e-readers, online books, smartphones, etc. In the same manner, elderly people also adopt new technology and new gadgets very well. She also says that people above 40 years are the biggest users of technology and online services. Bell says that ubiquitous computing is not an entirely new phenomenon. It has been there for many years in some countries like Japan and Singapore. She also says that internet is not a seamless global technology. Internet usage differs from country to country. The purposes of the countries also differ from country to country. For example, Sri Lankans use internet even for tarot cards reading, while Indians use internet to visit matrimonial sites. She also predicts the success of 3D technology. People love technology because it gives a new voice to them. Social media sites are helping in establishing new relationships. People love the touch, tactility concept in technology. She says that kitchen computing may not be successful as some expect. So I have provided here some references for your future reading and better understanding. And you can also visit my blog for other essays or notes, summaries on different lessons in English literature. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video, and I request all of you to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much.